Aloha and welcome to By the Wave. Today we're going below deck with Strat and Nico and diving into the lucrative real estate market in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, pura vida.
Super excited to dive into this.
Dude, thanks for having me on here.
Hey.
Just me and you is the first.
Thanks for being my husband.
Thanks for being my wifey.
Okay, Strat, why is Costa Rica considered a prime location for real estate investing?
Well, for one, Costa Rica offers a unique combination of natural beauty, the political stability, and strong economy. The country is known for stunning beaches and lush rainforest and diverse wildlife, making it just a super lucrative and blissful spot for real estate investing. And also, Costa Rica has a stable and peaceful democracy. I don't know if you know this, but back in 1949, they eliminated their army. So it's basically just run by the people, for the people, which is super exciting, super in our favor. And the police.
And in the favor for businesses.
That's one of the reasons, a few of the reasons that I just love Costa Rica in general. Also, so while we're looking at Costa Rica, some of the reasons that we're looking to invest there is just because of the location. It's beautiful down there, it's tropical, it's that beachfront, majority of Costa Rica is beach, and that's what we're looking for, is that coastline, those coastline properties.
I think it has 6% of the world's biodiversity.
It does it? I didn't actually know that.
So it's a really geographical, diverse area. Record numbers of North Americans and Europeans are purchasing second homes as vacation getaways or retirement homes.
That's super sick. I do know that there's no ownership restrictions over there too, so that's one of the reasons that it's making Costa Rica just really
ideal
for us, yeah. And
what that means is foreign ownership is promoted in the country of Costa Rica. In many foreign countries, a simple title is only available to locals, and without titled ownership in your investments can be at great risks. So all foreigners get to enjoy the same rights as Costa Ricans when it comes to real estate ownership. Titled fee simple properties are all registered in the National Registry of Costa Rica, properly protecting your ownership rights, which is a major win. Local banks make financing available to qualified foreign buyers, and this is a very recent project that the banks are taking on.
yeah, there's some, we just found a bank, shout out Andrea, she's our realtor over there, and she sent us a bank that is now allowing foreigners to actually take out a loan so you can buy property in Costa Rica. Now there's a few contingencies on it, you need to have a life insurance policy, and you're going to make the bank your what's the word, the primary recipient.
Oh, beneficiary.
Yeah, beneficiary, thank you. So if you want to get a loan in Costa Rica, you're going to have to go through this bank, and you have to make the bank the primary beneficiary in your life insurance policy.
There's other creative ways to invest in Costa Rica, but
this is one of the
that
ways.
That is one way.
If someone is really dead set on using a bank to get their financing.
Yes. There's also major tax incentives to foreigners and Costa Ricans. The Costa Rican government goes great lengths to encourage investing within its borders. It offers up a host of incentives to investors, such as no capital gains taxes on real estate, minimal business taxes, and very low property taxes. Capital gains taxes are 0%, and property taxes in Costa Rica are 0.25%. These rates are significantly lower than most places in the world. As a result, people are buying in Costa Rica, which increases demand and ultimately increases the value. There are not many places in the world where you can buy a piece of property that has incredible appreciation potential with such low holding costs.
So with the construction costs, how are they building over in Costa Rica? Because I feel like a lot of people might think that it's just bamboo huts and whatnot.
No,
what do you think?
With the influx of Europeans coming in and North Americans, it's got an eclectic style. There's diverse tastes, but I would say it's more of that modern Tulum vibe in a lot of places. Granted, you will go to there are places in the Guanacaste province that are still that antiquated Latin vibe, but I think that's really charming and endearing.
Yeah.
But construction costs versus the U.S. So a U.S. quality home in Costa Rica typically costs $50 per square foot, and depending on materials, finishing details, etc. This is all very vague, a high-level synthesis or synopsis. But this is much cheaper than the cost of a building in the United States. U.S. construction costs could be more than 50% of those in Costa Rica. In some expensive areas, the difference could be well over 100%.
Especially in Hawaii.
Yeah, this is true.
Where we're sitting at. So it's a great foreign investment is what I'm hearing.
It is. And can you expand on that?
Yeah, so I've got a stat here, and it's according to a survey in the Rob report of potential foreign investment / retirement areas, Portugal, Australia, and Greece. So it's not surprising that there are there's a lot of Americans, Canadians, and Europeans living in Costa Rica than any other Latin country, just because these laws are so loosey-goosey and...
Well, and Costa Rica surpasses all those developing countries that you just listed, according to this survey.
Yeah, which is super sick.
And then in terms of rental income producing property potential, what do you see there?
Well, just from what I'm seeing without reading into our notes here, going on AirDNA, we're looking at probably like 50 to 75% rental occupancy. So I know Costa Rica has a lot of variable seasons, and with those seasons, they're going to fluctuate in your occupancy, but the rates for occupancy over in Costa Rica are super high and fairly consistent, I would say, compared to like other markets.
This is true, and even in their off seasons, there's creative ways to keep those stats up. I think that's one of the value adds, potential owners can bring too, if they have effective marketing.
So what's one of the value adds that you would bring to a hotel property over there? Say the property we're looking at, what's like one of the first value adds you would do?
One of the first ones that I would do there is probably add air conditioning to some of those villas.
Yeah.
Another one would be adding a gym, an outdoor-indoor gym with a sauna and cold plunge. So we can be magnets for those that want a person to develop themselves, or maybe coming to work abroad and need some time to also, hone in on thyself.
Yeah, just sit down, relax, unwind, take care of you. I love that.
Live that pure lifestyle that Pura Vida offers. Surf, yoga, being really in tune with nature and yourself and honoring your body. But that going into that, there is such a high standard quality of life there. As reported by CNN, Costa Rica lands at #1 in the New Economics Foundation as Happy Planet Index. I love that. Costa Ricans report the highest life satisfaction in the world and have the second highest average life expectancy of the New World, second to Canada. Costa Rica is the safest country in Central America, where family values and respect are a forthright. Costa Rica boasts a higher literacy and life expectancy rate than that of the United States, and is a peaceful, progressive country where democracy and stability are hallmarks. Although it is a country of small farms and businesses, there resides an air of prosperity and a feeling of equality among all of its citizens. That in itself is pura vida.
And you know what else that equals? Blue zone.
I knew yes!
Yes, people live so long over there because there's just basically zero stress. It's a stress-free environment. So whenever we're talking about these blue zones and just how pura vida, and how Costa Rica just lives pura vida and has that low stress environment, people are living super long. They also have low cost of living, which
don't know if those are correlated in any way.
But they could be. When you compare like living expenses between Costa Rica and the U.S., Costa Rica is like 65% cheaper. And I will say, you and I have been looking for a house in the Hawaiian Kingdom now for several months, and we've seen Like, we looked at a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, like basically tree house that was listed for like 775,000, and then I found a 3 bed or a 4 bed, 3 bath in Costa
Super
Rica.
luxurious.
Super luxurious.
Infinity pool.
The whole not like overlooking
An
the
extra
ocean.
casita.
How much was that? Do you remember?
That one was also 775 because you were trying to compare.
Yeah. I made myself a little bit jealous.
Yes. So, but this applies to all living expenses apart from gasoline. San Jose, which is the capital of Costa Rica, the prices are among the second lowest of any city in the Americas, and the cost of goods and services is among the lowest in the world. You can hire a full-time maid for a couple $100 per month, and utilities run about 30% of the North American cost. A couple can live very well on $1,200 per month and live quite luxuriously for $2,000 a month. The political stability, though, I do want to dive into that because it's been one of the really enchanting and endearing and awe-inspiring things for me to witness about this country since I was really young. Is that Costa Rica is the only country in Central America with stable and long-standing democracy. Like Strat mentioned earlier, it eliminated its army in 1949, often being referred to as the Switzerland of Central America, which doesn't surprise me. The stable government ensures that the money you put into your property is safe. The political turmoil will never be a reason for illiquidity in your Costa Rican investment. It also provides a reason why Costa Rica is just a great place to buy. If we haven't already put your vision under this umbrella.
Yeah, that's true. So what about they have a pretty stable currency. I know that, like, I feel like the currency is high compared to the US dollar, but if investors want to know that their money is safe in Costa Rica, right? Like, stability of the government has helped maintain a solid and stable currency. They're called colones, or CRC for short. It's the official currency of Costa Rica. It's about 510 colones to 1 USD. And they also...
Both are widely accepted, yeah. USD and colones.
Yep, they both are accepted. So I do remember, though, I went to a McDonald's one time back in like 2015, and I was blown away whenever I saw like a cheeseburger it was like 100,000, and I was like,
my gosh.
It's like, oh my god, that's so much money. And then I was like, oh,
this better be the best hamburger of my life.
It's only like $2, so that was rad.
Moreover, Costa Rica has an excellent health care. Statistics from the World Health Organization frequently place Costa Rica in the top country rankings in the world for long life expectancy, which is a pretty big milestone. By almost any standard, Costa Rica has the best healthcare in Latin America. Not only that, but the country's public and private health systems are constantly being upgraded, new hospitals, new equipment, and improvements in staff training. Despite the advancements, costs are low in comparison to those in the U.S. and even some European countries. Healthcare costs are about a third of what you pay in the U.S. Doctors, for instance, they rarely charge more than $60 a visit.
That's crazy.
Most of them charge less, even for house calls, which is incredible. And moreover, many doctors speak English and have received training in Europe, Canada, or the U.S. Not only doctors, though, many ticos speak English as well.
Like, super well.
And that's because their education is also phenomenal. But going into, moreover, just high-level reasons why Costa Rica is great to invest in, there's an ease of travel. It's really easy to facilitate business and leisure in Costa Rica. It's got the increased air travel, both within the country and internationally. International flights are continually being opened and expanding every day. So
also something that's not really prominent in the U.S. are these like puddle jumpers. Like,
this is so true, and they're so pretty.
When we flew into San Jose, we were able to just hop on. It was like a $60 flight, and it took us from San Jose to Tambor, and then we got a rental car in Tambor and drove down to Santa Teresa. And just every time we wanted to hop on another puddle jumper, it was just so easy, so inexpensive, and just beautiful the entire time.
It's true.
The only place that needs a puddle jumper, though, I will say, is Arnall. We had to drive like 3 hours to get to Arnall.
They'll get there.
There's not another puddle jumper that goes over there.
That said, though, Strat, how significant is tourism to Costa Rica's economy and the real estate market?
So tourism's like a cornerstone in Costa Rica's economy. It contributes to like, let's see, it contributes significantly to GDP and employment. And in 2021, international tourism tourists spent over 1.7 billion, which represented 2.5% of the country's GDP and approximately 22% of all international tourism. Um, and this strong tourism sector drives demand for vacation rentals and investment properties, particularly in popular tourist areas like Costa and Nicoya Peninsula.
Yes.
But with that, can you explain the impact of GDP growth on the real estate market in Costa Rica?
Yeah, for sure. Costa Rica's economy is projected to grow by 14.1% over the next 5 years, resulting in an average GDP growth rate of 2.8%. This sustainable growth rate indicates a stable and expanding economy, which is really good for placing investments. It's a great indicator, as Matthew McConaughey might say, green flag.
Green light.
Green light. Misquoted him. But this is beneficial for real estate investors significantly. As GDP increases, so does disposable income and purchasing power, leading to higher demand for real estate and potentially increasing property values. So that's why we look at GDP.
Mm-hmm.
That said, how does the population growth and GDP per capita affect real estate investing?
Well, the population growth means that there are more people will need housing, increasing demand for real estate. And additionally, a higher GDP per capita suggests that individuals have more money to spend on housing, which can lead to higher property values over time. In Costa Rica, the average GDP per capita has increased like 7.2% over the last 5 years, indicating rising affluence.
Mm-hmm.
Indicating a rising affluence and growing middle class, both of which are positive signs for real estate investors.
Okay, Strat.
Well, let me ask this one.
Okay,
I'll ask this question. What trends are currently shaping the real estate market in Costa Rica?
I think one of the major trends is the increasing demand for eco-friendly and sustainable properties. I think that's what makes the real estate market in Costa Rica so dynamic and eccentric, and unlike a lot of the places in the world, buyers are looking for homes built with environmentally friendly materials and incorporating renewable energy sources. I feel like that is a must-have, a deal criteria for anyone buying in Costa Rica. They hold the environment with reverence and are always seeking ways to enhance their consciousness, to synergize and harmonize with the environment, with the natural world, but also keeping luxury in mind as well. So you'll see a lot of that, a lot of technology there too. This trend aligns with Costa Rica's strong environmental policies as well and commitment to conservation. There's a growing market for luxury properties with high-end amenities and modern designs. So I'd say those are the trends that you're seeing. This eco-luxury, just really thought out, very intentional properties that harmonize and have respect to the natural environment.
Yeah, some of these houses got like a Tulum vibe too, which is super
Oh
nice.
my God. Stunning. They're stunning. Outside of the aesthetics, that we're trying to dive into outside of the aesthetics. If you take a Google deep dive of some of the aesthetics, you'll be blown away.
Yeah.
But Strat, how does the government support foreign real estate investments in Costa Rica?
Well, the Costa Rican government has implemented several policies to attract foreign investment, including tax incentives for real estate development projects. And these incentives can include exemptions or reductions in, say, property taxes, import duties, the cost on construction material, and other benefits designed to make investment more attractive. For instance, The free trade zone, the FTZ regime, offers significant tax breaks for businesses that invest in designated zones for which can include real estate development. And these incentives, combined with the country's stable political and economic environment, make it attractive destination for international investors looking for profitable opportunities. And with that said, you should invest with us because we're ready to take on some of these deals.
Love that call out. Love the call to action. Respect. But I just want to kind of dive in on several of these tax benefits because it can be hard to just digest.
Yeah.
There's foreign tax credit. If you pay taxes on rental income or capital gains in Costa Rica, you may be eligible to claim a foreign tax credit on your U.S. tax return. This credit can offset some or all the taxes you owe to the government on your worldwide income.
That's sick. Super sick. There's also tax deferral. Some investment structures may allow you to defer U.S. taxes on capital gains until you get your funds back to the U.S., and this could provide you with an additional capital to reinvest and grow your wealth.
And then there's depreciation deductions. So similar to U.S. real estate, you may be able to claim depreciation deductions on your Costa Rican investment property, reducing your taxable rental income in both the United States and Costa Rica. There is also the 1031 exchange, which is also pretty popular. You see it a lot in the U.S. tax incentives with real estate. While typically used for domestic real estate transactions, some investors have successfully utilized their Section 1031 exchanges to defer the U.S. taxes when selling one Costa Rican property and purchasing another like-kind property.
So asset protection is what you're saying, which is another incentive. So investing in real estate in Costa Rica may provide asset protection benefits, shielding your assets from certain U.S. legal claims or judgments.
And also, again, they're very similar to the U.S. tax incentives. There's estate tax planning. So depending on your estate planning objectives, investing in Costa Rican real estate could provide opportunities to reduce your taxable estate and potentially minimize estate taxes for your heirs. There's also ways. There's lower property taxes, which is property tax rates in Costa Rica may be lower compared to certain regions in the United States, thus resulting in reduced ongoing tax obligations on your investing property.
So if you're like us and we're looking to invest in a boutique hotel in Costa Rica, there's several tax advantages that we have, including tourism incentives. And what that means is the Costa Rican government provides various incentives to promote tourism development. These incentives may include tax breaks, reduced import duties, and equipment on materials, and streamlined permitting processes for tourism-related projects. Tourism-related projects.
You went a little southern there. Tourism.
Got ahead of myself, but yeah, that's...
Another one could be income tax exemption. So under certain conditions, businesses in the tourism sector, including boutique hotels, may qualify for income tax exemptions. These exemptions may apply to income derived from tourism-related activities such as accommodation services, food and beverage sales, and tour operations.
And don't forget about property tax benefits, which rolls right off of that. The property tax rates in Costa Rica are generally lower compared to other countries, and additionally there may be exemptions or reduced rates available for properties used for tourism purposes. Boutique hotels may benefit from these favorable tax policies as well, reducing the overall tax burden, which is super nice.
That said, too, there's value-added tax, VAT exemptions. Some tourism-related services and goods may be exempt from value-added tax in Costa Rica. This exemption can result in cost savings for boutique hotels on certain expenses such as hotel stays, meals, and tours, which again can overall make the operation more financially attractive. And then
I want to
you dive in.
So capital gains tax exemptions. And this is going to be super promising because coming up on this election, one of the capital gains tax that Biden's actually trying to implement is I want to say it's a 27% or it's a 44% capital gains tax. So you're going to get taxed on your capital gains. But for Costa Rica, they offer capital gains tax exemptions on the sale of certain assets, including real estate, under specific conditions, and depending on the investment structure and holding period, investors may benefit from reduced or waived capital gain tax altogether when selling the boutique hotel property.
Which is incredible. And then on top of that, there is the depreciation deductions. Boutique hotel owners can typically claim depreciation deductions on eligible assets such as buildings, furnishings, and equipment, which can reduce taxable income and result in lower tax liabilities.
So can you discuss the role of Costa Rica's environmental leadership and attracting real estate investments?
Absolutely. Costa Rica is a global leader in environmental policies, known for pioneering payments for environmental services. It's a program that promotes forest and biodiversity conservation. The country's commitment to reversing deforestation and preserving its natural beauty enhances its appeal as a destination for eco-conscious investors. It's very, very much in alignment for that. Properties in Costa Rica often benefit from the country's strong reputation of sustainability, making them, again, more lucrative to the buyers looking for eco-friendly investments, and it just feels good. You feel like you're making progress.
Mm-hmm.
But on top of that, Strat, what are some economic factors that contribute to the profitability of real estate investments in Costa Rica?
So Costa Rica's steady economic growth, which is driven by key sectors such as tourism, agriculture, and technology, has increased disposable income and purchasing power. Additionally, low interest rates and favorable mortgage conditions make it easier for buyers to finance their purchases. These macroeconomic factors, coupled with the country's tax incentives, contribute to a thriving real estate market, offering profitable opportunities for investors. So, with that, Nico, how has Costa Rica recognition and tourism awards impacted its real estate market?
These are some fun facts. Costa Rica has numerous of accolades, including being named Best Latin American Destination and winning the Leading Destination of Mexico and Central America 2023 award, having significantly boosted its profile as a top travel destination. This increased visibility attracts more tourists and potential investors, further driving demand for real estate properties, particularly in areas known for their natural beauty and ecotourism. But on this, Strat, I wanna start ending it here. But to sum it up, what's the future outlook for the real estate market in Costa Rica?
The future looks promising, honestly, and especially in the real estate market. Like, we've been watching the prices in property and houses and commercial properties just go up and up over the last couple of years since we've actually started to seriously consider buying over there. There's an expected market value of $326.9 billion by the end of 2024, and continued demand for sustainable and luxury properties. The market is set to grow steadily. The country's robust economic growth, strong tourism sector, and commitment to environmental conservation will likely continue to attract investors and drive market expansion. The ongoing tax incentives for real estate development will also play a crucial role in maintaining this positive trajectory. So, lots of good stuff coming up in the pipeline, and I'm very excited to be on the journey of trying to find and take on some Costa Rica properties.
Yeah, it's there's just so much to Costa Rica that draws us,
Mm-hmm.
And it has for over a decade now.
Mm-hmm.
So we are elated to see that the data matches and reflects what we feel there.
Yeah, because there is a big feeling there.
Yeah.
It was more feeling first, and then the number second.
Yeah. Then we dove into the research. But thank you for joining us on these investing insights. Costa Rica's real estate market offers a wealth of opportunities for investors, driven by its natural beauty, stable economy, and a commitment to sustainability. There's so many attractive tax incentives, so many that I think it's more than the fingers I have on my hand. It offers a promising future. It's a market worth considering. Stay tuned, where we deep dive more and uncover more opportunities worldwide and even more within Costa Rica.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for joining in below the deck with us. Aloha.
While you buy.